I have not streamed in a while. Um, I've decided to do something a little different. I stream a lot of Eternal and Path of Exile, and with the Terraria 1.4 Journey's End patch that came out, I kind of decided to delay that until mods are updated. But in the meantime, I've been really getting into Starbound, and specifically this giant overhaul that totally modifies the way Starbound plays. I think at this point I've played with Frackin Universe more than I've actually played the base game. And I thought that what I would do is basically, now that I've got some understanding as to how Frackin Universe works, that I would start a new game and kind of do a Let's Play. I mean, I know a Let's Play is a little bit more typically someone who's just playing the game for the first time, but there's still so much in Frackin Universe that I have not touched. So, I mean, I won't skip the intro, but we'll get going, and I am planning on throwing these onto YouTube just for posterity's sake. So I'll probably do like an hour each time and go from there. So, Frackin Universe, one of the first things it does that you kind of immediately notice is it adds additional races. I do have another 1 or 2 race mods, but each race is really unique. One of the things that's really cool about one of the companion mods for Frackin Universe, it's called Frackin Races, surprise, surprise. It gives each race a totally different playstyle. And, humans, they're pretty standard. They don't have any weaknesses. They just kind of get some bonuses. But the bonuses are really small. Compare that to, like, Nova Kids. Nova Kids have some pretty serious perks in that they get these pretty high resistances, but if you notice their weaknesses, they get lower health, and they actually have some pretty serious negative resistances. And that's a big deal because in Frackin Universe, your resistance also affects your resistance to environmental effects. And that's really the progression in Starbound, is through environmental effects. In the base game, you have these environmental protection packs, and you just kind of upgrade your environmental protection pack, your EPP, and eventually you're able to travel on any planet, no problem. In Frackin Universe, you really have to tailor your equipment to the planet you're going on, because the weather, the effects of the weather on you are based on your resistances, which gets a little confusing when you're a race that has weaknesses and resistances, and then you're using armor that has resistances, and your EPP and your EPP augment have resistances, and it can get really confusing. And then enemies can debuff you to reduce your resistances. There are shields that give you resistances, so it can get really confusing. So my last character, I was actually playing an Agi or Agi or whatever. I don't know where they are. These guys. Because the Agi really don't have significant weaknesses, but I think their perks are very good. Like for like 10% weaknesses, you get a lot of really good bonuses. And it's my understanding that Cosmic and Shadow are some of the hardest things to resist. So my Agi character, I'm going to call him Agi. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but my Agi character I played for a long time, and I felt like that was pretty solid, but I'm going to do a totally different playstyle. I think I'm going to go melee. I was using 2 machine pistols on my Agi character, and I think I'd like to do something a lot different. So we're going to go melee, and I think I might go glitch, because they get some pretty significant bonuses with shields. So while they're using a shield, they get health, and while they're actually while they're equipped with a shield, they get bonus health, and then while they actually use a shield, they get some built-in regen and that +3 protection. So this seems cool. The electric resist is really going to suck. But there are some nice bonuses here. I think I'll probably be using like either a mace and a shield or an axe and a shield to get those bonuses there. And I've never played a glitch. I like I like how the male and female symbols are plugs. That's funny. Hello, Wiggly Hero. Nice to see you. You'll notice like the rest of them are pretty much all like Florin because they're like flower based. They just have the flower symbols. But pretty much everyone else is the typical male and female symbols. The Z, the Trink, they don't have genders, so it doesn't matter. But you know, you'll notice most of them. And then the glitch have the plugs, which is funny. So if we just randomize, that's usually what I do until I kind of settle on something that looks okay. But you know, we can change our paint color. A lot of this winds up getting covered up with your equipment. Let's be a nice silver. Ooh, your light. So that's like your eye color. Detail color, that's pretty small. Shirt color. Let's just have a normal shirt color and some black shorts. Oh, and you can actually change your leg wear. Not a lot of options there. We'll go with actual pants. Or is this skirts and a skirt and leggings? I can't tell. Head mod. Okay, so that's like your hair. Don't want the brain. I don't want ponytails either. Oh, that looks cool. I like that. And then your personality is your stance. I guess we'll go with that. I don't like that. Swift Pike. Bronze Heart. Gold Heart. Jet Oak. Bronze Shield. Cleave March. Night Mail. Spark Spear. Okay, so that's kind of how they're named. Let's do... Let's just do Volt. Hey there, Luke. Checking in from Florida. Yeah, I imagine it's nice down there. I mean, it's really nice up here, but it's probably crazy nice down there. So I'm still going to do survival. I am not hardcore enough for hardcore. And I'm not going to skip the intro mission. So this is what we got. Oh, wait. Now that I'm looking, those look like big pigtails in the back. I already don't like that. So all we have to do is do that over again, and that's not a big deal. Yeah, you can't see it, but it winds up looking like a pigtail on the other side. It probably doesn't matter because you just... That's kind of cool. Your helmet winds up taking over that anyways. Okay, whatever. I'm wearing different pants. Pretty irrelevant. Alright. So, this is Starbound. It's loading. Lore unlocked. Oh gosh, I am slow. To interact with a nearby person, hover over it and press E. I can sleep in other people's beds too. One thing that's kind of interesting about the glitch, because they're robots, they can't convey emotion. So what they do is they say their emotion as the first word of their sentence. Uninterested. Locked blockers. What do you want? Cool. And we'll take all. I'm using a mod that makes your inventory really big. How's Vegas? Oh boy, it is. You know, the state just opened up, so everyone's kind of been going a little bit crazy, right? Because they can finally go outside. I'll wear my protectorate gear. This person tells you a lot of good information, a lot of the hotkeys, which I suppose I should probably go over, right? Press S and you can crouch. Whatever you've got equipped, you can drop it. Arrow keys like that, different emotions. It's kind of whatever. So, forgot how slow you walk at the start. This is another glitch. I think that that mannerism is really interesting. At least it's a nice day to be working outside. Alright, I'm really cutting it close. Wow, that guy looks almost exactly like me, but has pigtails. Alright, so we have to go up on stage. And then this actually starts the story, I guess. This is very slightly different from the vanilla game start. In the vanilla game start, it's a celebration. And in Frackin Universe, what they do is right away, they basically say, like, we need to fight this threat or whatever. Oh no, tentacles. And it turns out he's talking to us. So we grab our matter manipulator. And this is basically like how you interact with the game. This is how the game is like Terraria. Like you mine stuff with the matter manipulator. See, just like that. So we can't go in here because this door just won't open. And you can see there's a crack in the ceiling and water's pouring in. So also there are fish swimming around. Probably don't want to drown. I don't actually think there's anything we can get over here. Yeah, somebody's dead. There's tentacles wrapped around the buildings in the background. Can we inspect this guy? Yeah. Damaged water tank. The water must be in the room below. So things are getting destroyed. I hope I fare better than the vending machine. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now I always like going up here because you get this little cape. And I always wear the cape. Pretty much for the entire game, actually. Right, we have to actually go down here. How warm is it in... Let's see. It is, as soon as my phone shows me the weather, 66 degrees, but it's sunny out. It feels really nice out. Okay, so this got me the sword. So I can now attack this tentacle. And then, okay, some bandages, and then, oh, we don't get the pistol yet. So that's like the little bit of intro to Starbound. Yes, it's 69 degrees. No, wait, wasn't it 68? Oh no, my phone's at 38%. No, it's 66 degrees. So when you kind of load up the game, Frackin Universe basically tells you don't be an idiot and make sure you understand what's happening, because there are so many people who play the mod and they don't bother reading anything about it, so they're totally confused. And so you can read, you know, this little bit. A lot of content, hard to track or easy to miss if you're playing through it haphazardly or without attention. So read and experiment. So I'm pretty familiar with the game. Got a reboot sale. I'm probably going to do build your own ship. I honestly don't love it because it is a real headache, but I think it's way more interesting to build your own ship. I did say 69. Oh, well, it's 66. 66 degrees out. Default ship makes it way easier, but a little less interesting. So let's build our own ship. It reboots. I get my little... I have a pig. I have a pig as my pet. And so it gives you all of these lovely things you get to read. Most of which we are not going to bother with. Why do I have 2 watering cans and 2 hoes? I mean, we'll take a hoe and a watering can for sure. I don't think I need a souvenir like that. A broken dagger, a broken pistol, a broken wand, a faulty flashlight. We'll take the food. And then all of these, I'm just going to read so that I get the entries for them. What's convenient is I can always go back and read them later. And again, I am familiar enough with what's going on where it's not super necessary. But as I encounter things, I will be trying to explain. And then I think I'll also, like, as I read some stuff, especially about like the item network, I'll be doing some kind of tutorial videos, because one thing I noticed when I started playing Frackin Universe is the wiki is not particularly helpful. Science is fake. Oh boy. You're welcome to believe what you'd like. So we need to just go to the planet we're already around. So let's accept. I don't have any fuel. I can't navigate anywhere, so we start off being very locked into just going to this first planet. I'm also playing with RPG growth, which does give you like experience points and allows you to level up. I'm not super in love with it, but it does add some good depth. Oh, dude. There we go. I suppose I really don't need to be gathering food, because as a glitch, they only eat, like, batteries and stuff. I discovered a monster bone. Imagine that. Suppose I can always use food to make money. You can like make meals and then just sell them. I will need to cut down some trees eventually, so let's start that. James is not my middle name. Found some wood. My databanks tell me wood is a material with a great many uses. Suggest you kill additional trees and explore your crafting menu. So this is where it's a lot like, I don't know, Minecraft, Terraria. You do a lot of crafting in the game and a lot of like harvesting resources. What's really cool about Frackin Universe is it just adds so much that it does make you feel like much more of a scientist or a experimenter or a whatever it is you want to be. There's a lot more to interact with. Okay, go ahead, jump off. That's a bee. And I don't have a net yet, which is a shame. So we need timber. Whatever, we'll do 11. Then I can make the Inventors Table. The Inventors Table is kind of how we start everything off. So this is like our little artificial intelligence companion. Chances of survival have improved by 7.2% by making that. The campfire just lets you cook, so I don't really need that. Suppose I could. Can I make a shield at all? I need plant fiber. Okay. It's pretty easy to get. Wish I could catch that bee, though. Ouch. Oh my god, that almost killed me. Let's maybe not fall down that far anymore. Okay, so this is like an abandoned house kind of thing with spider webs. Can I break the spider webs with a sword? No, you have to mine them. Spider webs obviously slow you down a ton. But you can use them for making silk, so that's their purpose, I suppose. So I'm just going to grab a couple, and then we're going to kind of break through here and grab... Oh, there's nothing in the chest. That sucks. Is there anything up in the attic in this box? No. Wow. Totally empty. Okay. So then we'll just kind of break this down, and looks like it's turning to night already. So unlike Minecraft, you don't really have to contend to anything particularly scary at night. But it does get really, really difficult to see anything, which is typically the biggest problem. Okay. Oh no. There's two of them. Oh my god. Okay. Two more. Killed something. I acquired storage matter. Okay, so storage matter is kind of interesting. It's another... I think it might be the same mod that gives you a bunch of storage space. It modifies the storage space of most things. Oh, we got some copper here. Makes it where you can modify how many spaces different chests have, which is really convenient because you can turn anything into like a giant chest. So if you want to, if you just like the aesthetic of a certain container, you can use that. big bird. I'm gonna stay away from that sucker. I am, like, dying. So let's use another bandage. Interesting to me that even though the glitch are robots, bandages still work on them just fine. You'd think they would have an alternate form of healing as well. Okay, so I just gained my first level. So I'll open up that interface and show you how that works. What I will probably do whenever I wind up uploading this to YouTube is I will have a link in the description to all of the mods that I'm using. So, I've got a quick bar, which is another mod. And so here we want to open our mysterious book. So this is for RPG growth. Lot of stuff packed in here. I'm going to get attacked by a slime, so let's kill this guy first. And then I'll head back towards the campfire. So if we open the mysterious book, O for your overview, tells you what level you are. I currently don't have a class, I don't have an affinity. I can use classic mode, where classic mode basically makes it where you get penalties for stuff. So if we go to I, right here, I suppose it doesn't really tell us anything here. But in our info tab, this tells us a whole bunch of stuff. But we'll do classic mode. Why not? Currently, no negative effects, probably because I don't have a class or an affinity. So we have one stat point. So if I'm going to be melee, using like a sword and shield kind of thing, you can see what all these stats do. So strength increases your two-hand melee damage, increases shield health, slightly increases your one-handed melee damage. When it say it doesn't stack with dexterity, what that means is it only takes the highest of your two stats. It doesn't give you the benefits from both. Minimally increases armor, and then once you have 20 strength, it reduces your penalty for two-handed melee weapons. So in classic mode, it looks like you get a big penalty to your damage with two-handed weapons, and then that gets lowered once you have 20 strength. So, like, you can see all of these, and it looks like it's telling us we have to choose a class. So you've got your 6 classes. If I'm going to be melee, I'm probably going to go knight. Kind of boring. I was rogue with my AGI, which was kind of interesting. If we click on knight, it'll tell us what they do. So they're melee tanks, does better with two-handed melee weapons, still does great with sword and shield. Knight skills improve defensive capabilities, although have offensive measures as well. Can heal and has higher knockback resistance. So this is pretty much exactly what I want to do. I think that seems like the way to go. Wizard is pretty obvious. You can make stuff burn or shock or slow them down. And you get a bunch of elemental resist when you're using wands and staves. Ninjas want to use like throwing weapons, but I think all the throwing weapons are terrible. Soldier is using like ranged weapons, but they're kind of like a knight but ranged. I feel like the soldier is probably the best, just overall, given the way that the game plays. And then explorer is very odd. I feel like the explorer could be very good, but I'm not using it. So we're gonna pick knight. So now in our classes tab, it tells us all of our bonuses. I get some knockback resistance. I do extra damage when I have a shield and either a sword, mace, or axe. And I do extra damage with a broadsword, which is two-handed, or a great axe. And then like my knight ability is if I perfect shield, which is where you raise your shield right when you get hit, I do a bunch of bonus damage. It also tells me my stat scaling, and I can kind of get some of these abilities. I get bash, Slam, Armor Sphere, and Charge at different levels. And then once I hit level 12, I'll have access to a class weapon. So RPG growth gives you a whole bunch of options here, and just kind of lets you tailor your character a little bit more. Eventually, when I hit level 35, I will get to choose a specialization, which is kind of like, it's like a subclass kind of thing. So there are going to be some choices here, some of which may not, so like Conquistador is not currently available, so I can't be a Conquistador, I can't be a Berserker. So there are just some cool options there that we'll investigate once we get to a higher level. So even though it seems like there's a lot going on, you get to choose a profession, you get to choose an elemental affinity, you get to gain skills, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It does kind of slow roll it, so it doesn't seem super overwhelming. Max level is 50, which is really achievable. My AGI hit level 50 pretty, I wouldn't say quickly, but pretty reasonably, without too much trouble. Uh-oh. Okay, so these guys want to kill me. That's cool. And they might succeed. Okay, I got them. So early on, yeah, I don't like having to fight stuff. So I want to dig in here, get some of these vines, because this is how you get plant matter. And I can barely jump. So what we're going to do is just make it where I can go right up here. I'm going to get this copper. And then we'll kind of climb our way back out. More copper right at the surface. A little pond. What's that? Hops. Interesting. That is one of the mods that's packaged with Frackin Universe. Is I think it's just called Booze, and it allows you to craft a whole bunch of different brews. So you can like make moonshine, and you can, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Man, I can't jump very high at all. No, no, no. Dude, hop off. Why is the thing even attacking? What did I ever do to you? Birds tend to be pretty aggressive, though, in Starbound, which is really annoying. Dude, I just want to go like this. Alright, then I can make my way up. I'm out of stone. Let's use dirt. The jumping is not great. Don't fall too far, I'll die. Birds, or not, these are like bee enemies, and that's a big fluffalo. Okay, so we found the mine. This is good. The mine, yeah, you can get core fragments, and basically it's just It's a really good way to just get a bunch of items, right? Because all of these chests have a chance of containing something. So let's throw the flashlight in with this pistol. Because I've got a pistol in one hand and a flashlight in the other. And this will make it where I can actually see. So I'm just going to fire down. Doesn't even look like I'm doing any damage, though. That's probably not good. What if I use these hunting spears? Yep, the hunting spears do damage. Oh, I missed. Missed. Got that guy. Oh, I'm out. Uh-oh. Okay, so they're weaker than the slimes on the surface, it seems like. So let's keep looking around with my crappy flashlight. Here's a guy. Oh good, I got some more bandages. No. God, I hate the bats. And, food-wise... I wonder if I can even eat the canned food. Nope. Wait. Yes, you can. Okay. I was a little worried because I thought as a glitch, since I'm a robot, that I couldn't eat normal food. But I suppose you can. Or at least you can eat canned food. There's a bat in here. In the normal game, oh, some Molotovs. In the normal game, the mine is kind of like how you get some of the stuff you need to advance in the game, and that while that's still largely true, it's not quite as necessary to ransack the mine as much as it is in the vanilla game. But it's still really, really useful, simply because it's chock full of these crates that give you cash and a bunch of other items for survival. Kind of hoping to maybe see a new weapon or something in one of them. Some more over here. Bandages, which is good. More bandages. Okay, so here is a new weapon. It's the Tsunami Uzi. So this is going to be a really fast-firing gun, and then a Manipulator Module. And this is how you upgrade your Matter Manipulator. Kind of like upgrading your pickaxe in Minecraft or Terraria. It allows you to upgrade different aspects of your Matter Manipulator, but in Frackin Universe, they have a bunch of other uses. You can upgrade a whole ton of other tools using some of these modules. So they're super useful. And it's probably going to say this. Yep, you can upgrade your Matter Manipulator. There you go. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is your Matter Manipulator, and this is how you can get your upgrades. And it tells you I need 12 Manipulator modules to increase the area of effect by 1. I need 3 to be able to collect liquids. So this one's super important, so it's not very expensive. And then wiring and paint are kind of just extra. Wiring is useful, but painting, I've literally never painted anything. So those are cheap. Optics give you increased range, and then power increases how quickly it mines. So it is really similar to, you know, like kind of that Minecraft style of upgrading your pickaxe, or Terraria style of upgrading that stuff. So I think there's nothing else up here. Oh, there are a couple right here. Another little core fragment, not super important. So if we head back down, Looks like there's more over here to the east, but there is a pop top. Oh, I thought I heard, yep, something was like, oh hey, there you are. When these things get killed, they actually, like, I don't know, explode? Or transform or whatever. They're made of, like, 3 potatoes. I don't really get it. A musical instrument. So musical instruments are totally pointless. They're kind of just for fun. But you can also sell them for a lot. I got another Manipulator Module. I will show you the actual purpose of instruments. These guys are rough because they, those guys can poison you, and you wind up taking quite a bit of damage. Although the glitch are immune to poison. What mods am I using? So, I've got, also, hi, Fabrica. I've got Frackin Universe and all of the companion mods. I am using RPG growth, which gives you this kind of stuff. You get experience when you kill stuff, you level up, you get stats. Very traditional RPG mechanics. Adds a lot of customization to the game, which is always what I'm looking for. I am using the Borderlands Shield mod, which is... Oh, sure. I can totally write it down. Let me go into my my actual subscriptions on Steam. So, I will get you this full list. You're going to buy the game? It's a great game, and I think it's only like 15 bucks. I'm trying to give you a little bit of a explanation as well. Let's see, what else? Gosh, I think I have 21 mods, but a bunch of them are like compatibility patches. Oh, I reached the character limit. So there's the first chunk. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I am almost done. I don't know if there are any other like core mods. Yep, so that is all of them then. And I know it's hard to read. I tried to do line by line, but I guess Twitch doesn't let you do that in chat, which I suppose makes sense. So yeah, whole ton of mods, some quality of life, some content. I will say the one that I have found the most necessary beyond Frackin Universe is that BK3K's inventory. I've got a huge inventory, and items stack up to 9,999. In the normal game, you have 40 inventory slots, and you only have 4 tabs instead of the, what do we have here, 10? So you have 4 tabs, 40 slots, that's 160 items, and in the core game, not everything stacks. Some things only stack up to 10, some things stack up to 100, and BK3K's inventory mod makes it so much more manageable to actually, you know, hoard items. And Frackin Universe adds so much content to the game, so many new items, that it really became just straight up frustrating to play without that. So did we go here already? I think we might have. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh yeah, this is where we came from. So we explored over to the right in the mine. Now we need to explore over to the left. This pistol doesn't even do any damage. Because my character's damage is so low that I don't actually deal any damage with the gun, because the gun is listed as like 0.4 damage. Just fires really fast. Yeah, see, damage per shot, 0.4. So I guess the game rounds that down to 0, which is good to know. However, later on, this sword with the 0%, this is like your bonus damage. And this can get up very, very high. On my AGI, my bonus damage was at like 800-some%, which is pretty standard for that point of the game. I am liking that my glitch cannot be poisoned. That is really convenient and has probably kept me from dying at least once already. Another thing I know Frackin Universe really relies on is lighting. You can see that, you know, it's very, very dark. I'm using a flashlight just to see kind of where I am and where I'm going, and that's a mechanic that the game really relies on. There are a bunch of fish down here. I could kill them to get some fish meat, but I actually don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think that is super necessary. Especially because I'm a robot. I have a feeling fish won't do anything for me. Can I jump up there? Yeah. So now I don't even know if we're in the mine anymore. But there is a bat trying to kill us. Great. Yeah, I have a feeling we are no longer in the mine. We are just, like, out in the underground. I'm not gonna fall down there. That's a pretty hefty fall. I'll probably kill my tin can character. Yeah, I really like Starbound. I mean, to me, especially with the mods, it feels like, you know, of course, one of the first things I had read about it was that it's like Terraria in space. But I think there are a lot of things it does better than Terraria. I think progression feels a lot better. How's Starbound? Yeah, was just starting to answer that question. Funny that you even asked. I've played quite a bit of Starbound previously, and I really like it. I mean, I have a character that I played a lot. I can't click it up there. I have a character that I played a lot and really enjoyed and felt like I'd like to do kind of a video series, kind of just going through the game from the beginning, and then doing maybe some companion videos showcasing mechanics of Frackin Universe and how to do certain things, just because it is really confusing. Yep, I will be uploading this to YouTube. I'm at about 50 minutes right now. Probably be uploading it to YouTube after about 10 minutes. I expect each segment will be about an hour long. And there's going to be a lot of segments because the game is pretty much infinitely playable. My last character, I think I was at 80 or 90 hours, and while I had beaten the story, I was just continuing to play because it's fun. There's a mod packaged in Frackin Universe it's literally just called Bees, and it adds beekeeping to the game. And for whatever reason, as weird as it is, I am like super addicted to beekeeping. And conveniently, all of the experience I have with the mod has made it where I feel like I'm in a very good position to explain the mechanics, because the wiki is really outdated, and even when it wasn't outdated, it lacked a lot of good information. So like I'll be doing a mechanics guide on bees. So these are peach trees, and I'm chopping them down to get the peaches. Again, I'm a robot. I don't think I need to eat them, but I think I see some iron. Oh, sulfur. Abundant and simple to find, sulfur is important for numerous applications. Primary use is in fertilizers. This is coal, I believe. You've discovered coal. It's not really accurate to say I discovered it. I found it. So now it's going to get dark, and we're not going to be able to see anything. Oh, and we've found the mobile lab. So this is actually added by Frackin Universe, and this is kind of like an area to kind of acclimate you with some of the mechanics. So this creature, he's like, in order to fix your ship, you'll need to complete several tasks. Speak to me to begin. In the normal game, gosh, I don't even remember what you have to do. You get like, you have to like find a bunch of core fragments, and then you use those to power something. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, Robo Snacks. I'll be eating a lot of Robo Snacks. Let's just make a meaty kibble. One thing I really like is when you cook things, sometimes it will give you a new recipe. So like I made mashed potatoes, and now it taught me potato grids. So I can make potato grids now. So as you progress through the game, you unlock more and more cooking recipes, which that's pretty standard in like a lot of games like this. But I do like that. Well, this is just a pop in. We've got a fridge. The fridge is empty. So let's talk to this guy. Perhaps this friendly creature can help us repair our ship and get off the world. Greetings, stranger. I detected your protectorate signature entering the system. Investigated immediately. You were on a collision course with the sun. I went ahead and redirected your nav system. Well, very convenient. That would have been bad if I crashed into the sun. It seems I was just in time too. Your FTL drive, according to scans, was completely broken, and your impulse drive is basically dead in the water. I think maybe we can help each other. So he's going to want me to do a couple of things, and then presumably I will get my ship fixed. So if we want to get off the planet, I have to repair my ship. I'll need to create a machining table. And with it, we can start to repair your teleporter and engines. So I'll have to see what the machining table requires. And if I have that stuff, I'll be able to build it right away. If not, I might have to go find some of it. Does he have anything else to say? No. So we'll accept. So I need 2 iron bars, 2 copper bars, and 4 paper. So what I'm going to do is make this tiny little area here. And I've got my Inventors station. Let's just... it's not going to let me plop it down because I'm too close to their building. Let's get rid of these. Alright. So I can make a foraging table. I'm going to need to make... no, I need a... oh, I need to make a campfire, because making the campfire... seems you have discovered fire. My databanks tell me you're the 714th billionth person to do so. Well done. You can use the fire to cook food. So what we actually use it for... oh, I'm getting hungry. Too many things are going on at once. Let's eat some robo snacks. Boom. Well, do I need the foraging table? Oh, I suppose I need the wooden workbench. So can I go back and... yeah, I'm going to get this cobblestone back. I don't even know if I need that. I do need the primitive furnace. Okay, so I need a bunch of cobblestone. So let's just start digging here. And I'll get probably about 30, just to sort of be on the safe side here. Okay, so the primitive furnace will let me turn ores into bars. And then we can plop this right down over here as well. So now, see, I can make copper and iron. Steel is used by RPG growth, so I don't really need to do that right now. So let's just make some iron bars. And notice it gave me all of these recipes now, so I can craft all these different things because of iron bars. And I'll also be able to craft a bunch of new things thanks to copper bars. And I also needed some paper. So let's see... what else? The machining table. Oh, the machining table is right in my crafting menu. So I can make that now. Like it says here, this is the Frackin Universe main table. So what Frackin Universe tries to do is have most of its crafting completely separate from the core game, which is really good. It winds up being really convenient, and the way that those crafting benches, if you want to call them that, the way that those are set up is a lot better, I think. So we'll make the machining table, and then I'll have to plop this puppy down. So let's do that like here. So now the machining table gave me all of these things I could make, and it says I need to make wire. So we've got what we need to make wire. I like this setup a lot better, where you've got kind of these icons and then it shows them horizontally, as opposed to the core tables, which have the tabs up top, and then each item is vertical like that. So we need copper wire, so let's just make copper wire. So there's one more step. We need an electromagnet. Build one at the machining table. So the electromagnet is just iron bar and copper wire. Easy to do. You make that. And Venalis J, I don't know. That's this creature. We got the personal tricorder, and the personal tricorder is this little item that shows you a whole bunch of the quests that you can do to acclimate yourself with Frackin Universe. So that's really, really convenient. There is a lot to unpack here, so I'm not even going to start, but we'll talk about that later. So, Venalis J said he's going to fix the ship's teleporter. It won't scramble our DNA. How great. Now we need an energy source to fix our FTL drive, and he's said that he's detected some strange readings from this dark cavern. So that is going to be our next task, is going into the dark cavern and investigating these strange readings. That is going to be where I stop it here. I think this was a pretty good first hour. So, you know, thanks for sticking around. I will probably be streaming again very, very soon. And like I said, I'm going to be posting all of these videos onto YouTube. So, hope to see you soon.